Okay, I'm back. Part two. I accidentally pushed the wrong button and ended the first recording, so I'm gonna pick it up with this one. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm not trying to keep you all day, but I do want you to learn some exciting stuff. Okay, so today we're working with lesson 26, and this worksheet it came from Texas Coach. So you don't have your copy. You don't have a copy, so we have to go through this. I'm going to go through the examples, and then I'm going to leave the last worksheet up a little bit longer, because that will be your independent practice. I will also, at the end of the video, I will give you your entire assignment for this lesson. Alright, so let's get the idea. You can add and subtract angle measures. The measures of the whole angle formed by the two outer rays is the sum of the smaller angles. So, what they're saying, this angle right here, another marker. Let me just change something. I'm sorry. So, the angle right here is measured at 50 degrees. But you have another angle that's connected to the vertex, by the vertex, and it only measures 20. So we don't know the entire measure of this angle on the outer part, which is, we're looking at this piece right here. So the entire measure is 50 plus 20 equals 70. So this angle has a measurement of 70 degrees. Remember the degree sign. Okay, so let's go ahead and move to an example. What is the measure of the unknown angle? The unknown angle. So, first of all, the unknown angle is this piece right here, where it has the question mark. So it's telling you that this entire angle is 135. It's 135. What is wrong with my marker? 135. This entire thing is 135. But this angle from here to here, it only measures 105. So the best way to find what this angle measures is to subtract. So we're going to write an equation. Write an equation to represent the total angle measure. Let M represent the measure of the unknown angle. Add the measures of the smaller angles to get the measure of the larger angle. Excuse me. So your equation will be M plus 105 equals 135. So if you remember what I taught you, if you're adding, you want to do the opposite. So that is, you're going to subtract. Not to just subtract from this side, you're going to subtract from the other side of the equal sign as well. So it'll be M plus 105 minus 105 equals 135 minus 105. When you do all the math, M equals 30. So the solution will be, the measure of the angle is 30. So anybody want to see me do it? I'll do it right here. So my total is 135. I know that this angle is 105. So I'm going to subtract the 2. And it's going to give me this angle right here. The measurement of that angle, which is 30. And everything is in degrees. Okay. Let's move on. Example 2. I'm just waiting on it to get focused on my camera, so I know if I can see it, you can see it. Is that bad? Okay, let's get it closer. Okay, example 2. A gear rotates 150 degrees in 2 turns. For the first turn, the gear rotates 70 degrees. How many degrees does the gear rotate during the second turn? So, what did we just talk about? Do we know the total? We do. And it's what? 150. Do we know one of the turns? We do, which is 70. So we're going to take 70 and we're going to subtract it from 50. And remember your degrees, which give us the measure of the last angle. So do anybody know? Okay, let's just see if you're correct. Write an equation to represent the problem. Step 1. Determine what the problem asks you first. You have to find how many degrees the gear rotates during the second turn. Step 2. You're going to identify the information you need to solve the problem. Well, we identified that the total was 150 in 2 turns. It takes 2 turns to get to 150, right? But only the first turn only gives us 70 degrees. So we need to know how many degrees will that second turn be, right? So we write an equation. The 2 turns rotate the gears of a total of 150. Let M represent Let M represent the degree measure of the second turn. So 70 plus M equals 150. So you answered right? Check your answer. Is it right? Okay, well let's go on. Let's find out if you're correct or not. Solve the equation. 70 plus M equals 150. 70 minus 70 plus M equals 150 minus 70. M equals 80. You right? Good job. I know you, because you're a smart group. Alright, so the solution. Put it in a sentence. The gear rotates 80 degrees during the second turn. Alright, let's move on to the next example. Actually, example 3. Okay, 2 angles are complementary angles. If the sum of the measure is 90, 2 angles of the supplementary angle if the sum of their measure is 180. So, we're talking about 2 different angles. We're talking about complementary angles and we're talking about supplementary angles. So, let me break this down for you. Complementary angles only give you the sum with the total can only be a maximum of 90 degrees. So you have 2 angles such as these 2 right here. 1, 2. When you add them together, you get 90. So that will be a complementary angle. Now, on the other hand, the supplementary angle is 2 angles when they put together is greater than 90. And it's greater than 90, but the measurement is 180. So we all know that a straight line is 180, right? So basically what they're saying is you put 2 angles together and you add up and they come up with a with a measurement of 180. That angle is supplementary angle. That's a supplementary angle. So for example, the one that they show, it's on a line, you see, but they also have 2 angles. So this angle right here and this angle right here, we put it together, it's 180. 135 plus 45 is 180. So let's just go ahead and name these 2 what's on my mind. So if you have an angle that's 30, it's less than 90. So what type of angle is that? An acute angle, right? And so 60 degrees is also less than 90 degrees, so it's also an acute angle. So basically, what they're saying is two acute angles that equals up to 90 is a complementary angle. So let's look at the supplementary angle. This angle 135, well, we know it is not a right angle, and we know it's not an acute angle because it's 90 degrees or more. So it will be an obtuse angle, and this one is 45. It's less than 90 degrees, so there will be an acute angle. So a supplementary angle is basically made of an obtuse angle and an acute angle. But what if we had two right angles? Right. We can't have two right angles, because 90 plus 90 is 180. It's still a straight line. Got it? Alright, that was just a little food extra for thought. Let's move on to example 3. Two angles in this figure are complementary. What is the measure of the unknown angle? So, what did I tell you about this box? Remember what I said about this box? It's your little hint. It's your little key. So that angle, that box means it's what type of angle? I'm waiting. Okay, exactly. It's a right angle. So a right angle equals how many degrees? 90 degrees. Correct. So we know the total measure of the angle, right? So now we need to do what? I can't hear you. Right. You would take 90 degrees minus 55 degrees, which will give us the angle, the measurement of this angle. So let's go. Can we take 5 from 0? We cannot. So this 0 becomes right. You're absolutely correct. And this 9 becomes what? Exactly. So 10 minus 5 is how much? Right. And 8 minus 5 is great. Great job, y'all. 35 degrees. So how many? What is the unknown angle? 35. Right. How can we check this? How can we check our work? I'm waiting. Okay. I think someone said to add. We're going to check by adding. So it'll be 90 degrees. I'm sorry, not 90. It'll be 55 degrees plus 35 degrees equals 90 degrees. Okay? Everybody cool with that? So the solution in a sentence. The measure of the angle is 35 degrees. Alright, let's move on. Okay, so our coached example. I wrote, read along with me, please. 1, 2, 3. A robotic arm rotates 107 degrees. The arm pauses to pick up an object. It continues the rotation until it sets down the object. The two angles formed by the rotation of the robotic arm are supplementary angles. So there go that word again, supplementary. In the diagram, okay? How many degrees does the robotic arm rotate from the position where it picks up the object to the position where it sets down the object? Where it sets the object down. Okay, brain move a little bit faster than my mouth. Alright, so a robotic arm, let's reread it again. A robotic arm rotates 107 degrees. This time we're going to go in and we're going to highlight or identify our important words. So it rotates 107 degrees. Okay, the arm pauses to pick up an object. It continues the rotation until it sets down the object. The two angles formed by the rotation of the robotic arm are supplementary angles. So let's take a minute to think about what supplementary mean? Supplementary meant what? That the sum of the two angles measures to be what? 180 degrees. So supplementary angles are 180 degrees. So we're going to draw a little line. We're going to put 180 degrees. How many degrees does the robotic arm rotate from the position where it picks up the object to the position where it sets down the object? Okay, I'm going to give you a few seconds. Go ahead and draw a picture like we did rewrite draw. So go ahead and draw a picture if you need to. If you don't need to draw a picture, or after you have finished drawing your picture, then you go ahead and write down the information that is needed to answer this question correctly. Okay, if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. If not, let's go. Picks up the object. So this is the diagram. Sets down the diagram on this side. It picks it up right here, and this is where it starts. We do know that the two angles make up a supplementary angle, so which is how much? 180 degrees. So what we're going to do? I'm so glad you said that. So let's go. Let's answer the question, and then we'll be able to answer. I want to go ahead and solve it. I know you do too. You probably already did, knowing y'all. Okay, the problem asked me to do what? It asked me to find the degrees of the robotic arm from the time it rotated from where it picked it up and from where it put it down. So how can we say that in not so many words? Okay, the problem asked me to find the measure of the, let's put RA, robotic arm, from where it picked up the object to where it set it down, how about sits it down? I was gonna say drop. The information I need to solve this problem is, you need to know what? You need to know what a supplementary angle. How many degrees is that? You need to know what it measures. Okay, supplementary angle measurement. So which is what? 180 degrees. Right. I can write an addition. I can write an addition equation to solve the problem. Okay. Let M represent the number of degrees that is missing. The arm rotates from the position where it picks up the object and the position where it sets down the object. So I guess the answer will be just degrees. Write the equation. So M, how would it go? 180 minus 107, make sure the degrees, equals M. That's my equation. Solve the equation. So 180 minus 107, 7. So can I take 7 from 0? I cannot, so that makes it a 10. That makes this a 7. So 10 minus 7 is 3. 7 minus 0 is 7. 1 minus 1 is 0. So the robotic arm rotates 73 degrees from the position where it picks up the object to the position where it sets the object down. Okay, so let's go over a few questions to make sure that you're okay. Which figure shows two angles that combines to make an angle with a total measure of 110? So what it's asking you is what? Find me two angles that measures 110. If it doesn't equal 110, guess what? It is out of there. So let's go. 55 plus 55 is how much? 50 plus 50 is 100 plus 5 and 5 is 10. So that's 110. Okay, so let's see if it's a better answer. 60 plus 15 is 75. Let's just add it up because I won't. Okay, so if this is a right angle, this is 90 altogether. 90 minus 30 is how much? Right, 60. So could that be the right answer? Because we're looking for 110. So we already It's me going back and forth over the camera lens and messes it up. Okay, so we know B is not the correct answer, and we know that C is not the correct answer. So let's add up D. 45 plus 35. So 5 and 5 is 10. 4 plus 4 is 80. So this is 80 degrees. So could this be it? No, it has to be 110. So our correct answer was the very first one, A. Okay. Number 2. Which angle measure are of supplementary angles? So you got to go back to the supplementary angle definition. And the definition for supplementary angles was two angles that measures 180 degrees. 180 degrees, I'm sorry. So we're looking for two angles that measures 180 degrees. So all you have to do is just add these angles and let's see what we get. 84 plus 84. Let me do it. So 84 plus 84 is 168. So this is 168. That's not the same thing as 80. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to get that out of there. So let's do 35 and 56. I'm sorry, 34 and 56. 6 plus 4. And 3, I'm sorry, 5 plus 4 is 90. So when we put these on the side, we know that that's not the same thing as 180. Here we go. 73 plus 107. 73. 7 plus 1. And you bring down the 1. Well, 73 plus 107 is 180. So we see that this is our answer. Well, let's just go ahead and do the last one just for giggles. 92 plus 29. 1911. 121 degrees. So we know that that is not the correct answer. So we found our answer by adding the two angles and seeing which one equals up to 180. You see, they tried to get you right here because you see this is a right angle, right? They banking on you to say, hey, that's 90. That's it. No, it's not. Let's go to number 3. Look at the figure. I'm sorry. Look at the figure below. What is the measure of the missing angle? So, the total of the angle is how much? This is the total. So, we know that that is how much? 130. So, we know this is our total. Okay? We know the measure of this angle, which is how much? 105. And the missing angle is right here. So, the easiest thing to do will be to do what? I'm waiting, I know you know. Correct, subtract. So let's subtract to the side. 130 degrees minus 105 degrees equals 125 degrees. I'm sorry, not 125, just 25. What was I thinking? Look at the figure below. Which equation does not, I like not, relate to the measure of the angles in the figure? So we're going to look at, we're going to look at the angles, which is 60 and 20. So this angle is, how much is the total? 60 plus 20 is how much? Right. So the total angle is 80 degrees. So, and how we, 60 plus 20, that's how we got there. So which one of these does not relate to the measurements? Okay, so here we go. 20 plus 60 equals 80. Is that what that say? 20 plus 60 equals 80? That checks out. So that's true. We're looking for the one that's not, which is also false. 80 minus 20 equals 60. Is that true or false? That will be true. 80 minus 60 equals 20. 80 minus 60 equals 20. That is true. Right. You're absolutely correct. Now let's look at this one. 60 minus 20 equals 40. It's a true statement. However, it does not go, does it relate back to the figure? Does it relate? So 20, 60, 80. So I'm thinking you need to find every answer. If it's if it has these three numbers, then you know you're looking at the right figure, the right sentence to go with this figure. I don't see a 40 in. That is a true statement. However, I don't see it in this figure. Do you? No, it's not in the figure. So the one does not relate to this angle will be D. Okay. Now let me go ahead and give you your practice before you start your study island. Your practice will be number 5, number 6, and number 7. Let's see if I can back the camera out just a little bit so you can get the total question. There you go. In which figure does the value of M equals 90? Okay, so this will be your assignment that goes along with this video. However, you have an additional assignment that's on Study Island. So I'm going to need you to go to Study Island to get that assignment. So, independent practice from this video, you're gonna do 5, 6, and 7 by yourself. Then you're gonna go to Study Island and do the assignment in math, which is find your angle measures. The angle. Okay, the answers to the independent practice for perimeter and area worksheets will be oh, that's wrong. Hold on. It will be in a separate video. It'll be in a separate video later on this evening. So, again, put that back up. The answers to the independent practice for the perimeter and area worksheets will be on a separate video later today. So check that out. And then tomorrow I'll put up the another separate video for the answers to identifying figures. So they'll also be up. All right. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, you just email me. Hit me on Class Dojo. And I'm praying that everybody is safe from harm, and just everybody taking care of themselves and their family, making sure everybody's washing their hands, covering your cough. Let's just try to be proactive on this epidemic, and hoping and praying that it's a cure or something. They're gonna do something soon where we can come back and see each other. Cause I'm so ready to get back to school to see you guys. I miss y'all so much. And I hope you miss me. Other than that, take care of each other, and make sure you phone a friend. That's what I'm gonna say. Phone a friend. Hey, did you see Mr. Harris' video? Text a friend. Hey, did you see Miss Vance's video? Did you go on Study Island and complete it? You know our class is trying to win blue ribbons. These are some of the conversation starters you can have with your friends. You can FaceTime. You can, I don't know if you can TikTok. I don't know, because I don't know nothing about TikTok. But some kind of way, contact your friends. Don't forget you have friends. Go and make contact with them. They want to hear from you just like you want to hear from them. So, and when y'all on the phone together or y'all going conversating back and forth, make sure you check in with them. Make sure that they're doing their math homework, their reading homework, and their writing homework. Okay? Until then, until the next time, see you later.